Welcome to this short Mental Health Support Team in Schools presentation. We will be discussing some handy hints that may help to support you and your child with the return to school or college. Life has been a bit like a roller coaster, and it is likely that we have experienced a mix of different emotions. Feeling nervous or anxious is very normal, especially during these uncertain times. The phrase same sea, different boat is very important to recognise. Everybody has had different experiences. Some may have loved lockdown and find it really hard to go back to school. Some may have felt really isolated and struggled and can't wait to go back to school. All of these emotions and feelings are okay, but we should recognise all are valid. Similarly, we need to be aware that our normal may appear different to how it was before, but that is okay too, as normal can change. Children may have mixed emotions and feelings about going back to school. Some young people may say they are fine, when in actual fact they are struggling. We may all have different worries and concerns, and it is important to talk these through to help normalise these feelings. A recent survey by the Hertfordshire County Council Integrated Health and the Care and Commissioning Team 2020 identified that these are the most reported worries young people are thinking about. Now we have an awareness of some of the difficulties that young people will be facing right now, it's natural to wonder what you can do to help. Over the next few minutes, we are going to tell you briefly about worry time, creating a positive vibes jar or journal, problem solving, creating routines, the role of reassurance and why it is important to be patient and respond accordingly to your child's behaviour at this time. We will also briefly discuss your mental well-being and why that matters too. For some young people, they may benefit from writing down their worries and putting them in a box or using a worry monster. You can then look at them together and talk about them at a suitable time. For example, on a weekend afternoon or before dinner one day. Having a specific time to think about worries can be really helpful, as it can stop worries taking over the entire day. Try to use active listening to give your child the opportunity to really express themselves. They will really benefit from just knowing you are there to hear them and talk about their concerns. Also, ensure you involve your child in the decision making about how they manage their worries. We all like doing things that we have chosen to do, and this also means they are more likely to stick with it in the future too. A positives vibes jar or journal is another way of helping young people face difficult situations. Positive thinking helps to make us feel good and can help to challenge negative thoughts we might be having. One way to help your child develop this skill is to spend some time exploring what it is they have enjoyed about lockdown and what they are looking forward to. You can use these statements to help. Sometimes when talking with your child, you may find that they come up with problems that they may face at school or at home now that their routines are changing. One way to support this process is to encourage your child to work through their difficulty using problem-solving skills following these 5 simple steps. For younger children, they may need you to do this with them, but for older children, it may be enough to explain the process to them and check in with them once they have completed steps 1 to 3, before going on to steps 4 and 5 with your support. Another way to support your child is through encouraging routines again. Routines take some effort to create, but once you set them up, they may have many benefits, such as making you feel more in control and organised, reducing arguments or time having to make decisions, and maintaining stability in the home. All of these reduce your stress, but also make young people feel safe and secure. Make sure you give the time for free play, creativity, and relaxation too. You can share these times with your child to build a sense of belonging in the family, or give them space to allow them to have independent experiences. Reassurance and increased patience is something we all need from time to time. Being told everything is okay and that we are doing a good job makes us feel valued, appreciated, and supported. It's an important part of healthy parent-child relationships. However, if it's used too much, children can struggle when they don't have you around to support them. Over the last year, children haven't had as many opportunities to be apart from their parents as they usually would, and so they haven't had opportunities to develop their self-reassurance skills. It is important to get the balance right using some of these strategies. Excessively reassuring helps the anxiety in the short term, but in the long term it can maintain the anxiety. Being patient is equally important for your child. The return to school can lead to heightened emotions and increased tiredness, leading to emotional meltdowns. During any emotional outburst from our child, it can feel really difficult to manage. Their emotions may feel overwhelming. However, when they are expressing their feelings in this way, they are trying to tell you something. This is why it can be helpful to take 90 seconds before responding. A simple practice called STOP, S-T-O-P-P, can help. First, stop. Then, take a breath. Observe yourself. What thoughts are going through your mind right now, and how is your body reacting? Then, pull back and take time to reflect on the situation. Are there different ways to look at the situation? Finally, practice what works. What is the best thing to do right now? Has anything been useful before? Taking 90 seconds is enough to help us to react accordingly to our children without escalating the situation further, and making sure that we are really responding to their needs. All of these methods suggested are impossible without you. Your mental health and well-being is as important as that of your child. It is really important to remember that we all have faced difficulties this year, and it can be helpful to use this picture to remember how we all cope with adversity. Our cup can also get easily filled up with different stresses, and soon enough our cup starts to overflow and we get feelings of anxiety, exhaustion, being generally overwhelmed, and burnt out. It's important to be aware of our own cups and be conscious if we are taking on too much. If we're not looking after our own mental health, we will not be as effective or capable to help our children when they are struggling. Some of the ways you can help your child are the same ways you can help yourself, including setting yourself a routine and taking time to process your own emotions. If you are worried about your child, there is further help available. Don't be afraid to get more support if you need it. People are here to help, including teachers, your GP, and other professionals. The MHST also has Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can find these links and other helpful resources from our CAMS website. If you have a teenager or an older child, they can access support themselves. On the slide, we have suggested a few organisations available for them. We hope this has been helpful, but if you would like a more in-depth detail about these handy hints, you can watch our full-length video available on YouTube. The link is above. Thank you for watching and listening.